Hi again. Since the V equals d divided by t formula shows the relationship between velocity, distance, and time, you can actually use it to work out any of these. For example, you may have been given someone's velocity and time. You can use this information to work out the distance they travelled. If you are a maths whiz, this may seem obvious to you, and you may be completely confident rearranging this equation on your own. If you're not, don't worry because I have a little trick for you. It's called a formula triangle. This is the general layout of a formula triangle. The vertical line represents multiplication, while the horizontal line represents division. And we can see that there's three sections there. We're going to stick one of our variables in each of those sections. To do this, first look at what's after the equal sign. In this case, it's change in distance divided by change in time. We need to keep this division in our formula triangle. So remember that horizontal line represents division, so distance is going to be above that. So change in distance goes up the top and change in time goes down the bottom. So we're left with distance divided by time. Then we need to fill out the final section with whatever was before the equal sign. So in this case, that's our velocity. So we've made our formula triangle. To use it, we simply cover up what we're trying to find out. So let's say we wanted to find out distance. We cover up the d, and what are we left with? Velocity multiplied by time. So if we wanted to find out distance, we do v times t. What if we wanted to find out what time is? How could we use our formula triangle to do that? Well, if we cover up the t, because that's what we're trying to find out, we're left with d divided by v. So to calculate time, we do distance divided by velocity. So with one formula, v equals d divided by t, we've actually got three formulae we can use. Now let's put this into practice with an NCA style question. Alright, so this question here. Anthony was driving at 50 kilometers per hour, which is 13.89 meters per second. He looked at his phone for 3 seconds. How many meters did he travel in this time? Alright, so they've given us his velocity. And they're trying to trick us by giving us different units, but we know that we should use meters per second. They've also given us the time that Anthony was traveling for, or how long he wasn't looking at the road for, which was 3 seconds. And they're asking us how many meters did Anthony travel in this time, or what was his distance. So here we've got a question about the relationship between velocity, time, and distance. So we know we're going to be using the v equals d divided by t formula. But we will need to rearrange it first. So if we draw our formula triangle, so d up the top, t and v down the bottom. We're trying to find out distance. So we cover up the d, we're left with velocity times time. So that's a formula that we're going to write down. Distance equals velocity multiplied by time. And we simply substitute in our values. So velocity was 13.89, going to multiply that by time, which is 3 seconds. We get out our calculator. 13.89 times 3 equals 41.67. And we've got to include units. We're working out distance, so the units we're going to use is meters. So we've used our rearranged formula, worked it out and given our answer with units, and we've found out that Anthony wasn't looking at the road for 41.67 meters. So with this question, there was a bit of rearranging. This is a skill you will be expected to use in the exam, so it is really important that you practice it. Whether you are using the formula triangle or you prefer to do the traditional mathematical rearranging. There are some questions like this on Education Perfect, so make sure you are completing those tasks. If you did want more practice and you have your SciPad, you can definitely go ahead and do those as well. There's lots of questions there for you.